Hello everyone and welcome to another video where I paint in watercolour and ink. Today I will be painting this wonderful, I think Italian kind of inspired doorstep scene I found on Pinterest. Really colourful scene, and yeah, so I've sped up the process because I think in total it took me about 25 minutes and I'm sure you guys don't want to sit through 25 minutes of me painting, so instead we have this sped up version. So it was a really vibrant picture. The walls were peach, pink and orange, so I'm just going in with the base layer. Obviously with watercolour I'm going to be building up some of the layers of colour and intensity, and yeah, just making my way through the artwork. So I used a fine liner pen to draw out the scene, did it freehand. It didn't take me too long, and really within this channel and these videos I'm just trying to learn a bit more about how watercolour works, learn how to blend better and just create really beautiful pieces of art. I also like the fact that watercolour kind of forces me to be slightly faster in the way that I work. I used to paint with acrylic paints and yeah, I could spend anywhere up to like 30 hours on a piece. So I really love the fact that these encourage me to paint faster and also just fill out my sketchbook, because that's something that I kind of set myself as a challenge for September. Obviously now we're in October, but I just want to have something that I could look back on. So now I'm just adding in some of the foliage and the flowers. They were really vibrant and overhung the doorway, so just starting to layer them up from light to dark. So one area that I'd really like to improve on throughout my practice is highlights and shadows, and really mastering or attempting to master light source. I mean, in this piece, I do attempt to implement some of that, but when I look at other artists, and I know you shouldn't always compare yourself, but the way that some other watercolor artists manage to really make their pictures or art pieces pop through the use of shadows and highlights is so beautiful to me, and I can't wait until I see that growth within my own work. I'm not comparing myself to them necessarily. With every piece that I make, I would like to feel like it's an improvement on the last. I know that's not always going to be the case, but so long as I keep on practicing, whether it's a month's time, 6 months' time, I know that just naturally through practice, I will improve and hopefully see the growth that I'm looking for. So I think that the topic of social media and art and how they work together is quite interesting. Obviously there's the positive and the negative sides. Positive sides obviously is that you can reach a lot of people that you otherwise wouldn't. But I think just in terms of motivation and inspiration, again, they're fantastic in allowing you to see what artists all over the world are doing. But just speaking personally, sometimes I fell into that trap of consuming over creating, and that's why I'm towards the latter part of this year, I'm really trying to shift that dynamic into me creating more than I consume. I mean, that's probably not realistic, let's be honest, but I'm trying to definitely put out create multiple pieces per week, which is from the zero that I started on at the start of this year to now is massive growth. So I think, yeah, there's definitely positives and negatives to art online. For example, Instagram now, I feel like that platform is super difficult to grow your reach these days compared to what it was like in the past. Not saying it's not possible, but it's just not a platform that I really want to engage with anymore. I mean, I left it quite a few years ago now. TikTok, on the other hand, I'd say that if you get the right post and the right engagement, you can go quote unquote viral. I feel slightly easier than on Instagram, but it's not really virality that I'm looking for. It's more consistency within myself and just getting better as an artist and practicing and finding that love again for art. So yeah, with these YouTube videos, I mean, I've grown to become a longer form content lover, and I just wanted to document some of my painting process and have it on a platform where I can go back and look at in months, years to come, and hopefully see that growth that I was talking about. So now that a lot of the base layers are in place, I can go back in with additional details and anything that I feel like I've missed. I feel like for me, this is probably the funnest part, because working in watercolor, you're kind of working in reverse. So you start off with the base and then you build up as things dry. So when I get to this stage, this is where I feel like I can really have fun with it. And it's almost as though the vision that I had in my head, whilst it might not necessarily be exactly what's on the page, it's fun to work with what I've managed to put together. And often, I don't know, I like that aspect of art. Like, you might have an idea in your head when you set out, but for me at least, when it comes to actually coming towards the end of the project, majority of the time it looks slightly different or completely different in some cases. So yeah, I really do love the end of the painting process, and adding these little highlights, etc. So yeah, I was really happy with how this turned out. This was something that I painted just on my lunch break. Like I said, I'm trying to fit painting in where I can, and I still work a full-time job. So yeah, whenever I can get a spare 20-25 minutes, see what I can put together, I definitely am trying to do so. And it's really helping me to get through my sketchbook. And I think already I've improved to an extent, but there's definitely so much more I want to explore. Even though I said that I'm trying to create more than I consume, I would be lying if I would say there aren't a lot of YouTube artists that I see, and there are ideas that they spark inside me or things I want to try in my own practice. So definitely looking forward to implementing some of those in the next coming pieces. But for now, I'm super grateful that I was able to create this piece in such a short space of time. And I hope that you've enjoyed following me along in the process. Just adding in a few more bits of detail to make some of the foliage and plants pop. Thanks for watching this video. If you liked it, be sure to like and subscribe. I'll be creating more videos in the future, and feel free to drop a comment if there's anything that you want to see me draw in particular in the future.